Hello, and welcome to the Woo Woo Gypsy podcast. Our first book is going to be 8-Minute Meditation, Develop Mindfulness for Greater Clarity, Lower Stress, Increased Productivity, and a Happier Life in Just 8 Minutes a Day by Victor Davich. I hope I am pronouncing that correctly. Please correct me if I'm not. So the book starts with a little introduction to meditation, and I'm already pretty versed in meditation, so I thought about skipping this section, but I recommend actually going through it. The section is called Meditation 101, and there are some good little nuggets even if you are versed in meditation already. After that, he goes into multiple different meditation techniques, and there are, Okay, I'm back, sorry. There are 8 different meditation techniques, and you do each one for the one full week. He starts off with just breath, which is just focusing on your breath. When your brain gets kind of sidetracked, you recenter and focus back on your breath again. The next week, you do naked sound. So it's kind of like different noises that you hear going on in the background. For me, I'm a mom. I've got animals, so there's almost constantly noises. And you just kind of like focus on the noise, let it pass, don't think too much about it, and then refocus, like recenter back on breath. The next one is noting body sensations, then this magic moment, gracious declining, private screening, loving kindness meditation, and then week 8 is a combination plate. So some of these I didn't think that I was going to really enjoy. Some of them kind of sounded stupid, to be honest, at the beginning. Before each meditation, he gives like a little intro. And so while reading through some of it, I was like, this sounds kind of dumb, or I'm not going to be able to do this one. It was like that self-doubt was kind of creeping in. Also, sorry, my cat decided to sneak in the room, so if you hear purring, I apologize. But yeah, it was like a self-doubt was kind of creeping in while I was reading some of it, and you know how you get that voice in your head that's just like, oh, this is so stupid. Like, why would I even do this? Why would I, this isn't gonna work. And then once I got past that, and you just, set your timer for 8 minutes, do the meditation of the week, and, you either vibe with it or you don't. And most of them I vibed with. There was one in particular that I didn't really vibe with, and it was called, it's a screening. Hang on, sorry. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. The one was called Private Screening, and it was, he said, you picture kind of a movie screen in your head and whatever, visuals pop up kind of thing. And I don't know about other people, but I don't really see when I'm meditating. It's, with my eyes closed, it's just black for me. I just have thoughts, racing thoughts. So I don't know if it's different for other people. Every now and then I'll kind of get a visual thing going on, but I don't even really see anything that's on a screen for me to focus on and then, switch back. And then another one that I didn't think that I was going to vibe with was gracious declining. However, once I gave it a shot, it was good. It's like when somebody comes to your door and you don't want to speak to them really. You're busy, you got something going on, the door-to-door salespeople. And basically you're just hey, sorry, no thanks. And then you immediately close the door so that it can't go any farther. You do that with your thoughts, which I thought was really cool. And at first I'm I don't know, am I going to be able to do that? And you give it a shot and you'd be surprised. Guess what? You can do it. You got this, bitch. So that was an awesome one that I really recommend. The next one that I really vibed with, and it was my absolute favorite, was The Magic Moment. And that is where you just label, once a thought comes up, label it as past or future. So for me, that was super easy. I really liked it, like just being able to quickly label something, be like, okay, that was past thinking or future thinking. I'm thinking about tomorrow, what I need to do later. Okay, future. All right, back centered, back on like focusing on my breath and being in the moment. Another super awesome, love it one was a loving kindness meditation, which I've done these before and absolutely love. Basically, you just send good vibes to yourself. You like repeat a mantra multiple times to yourself, and then you think about somebody else. There's like multiple people that you do the loving kindness for, and he starts off with you send the loving kindness to yourself, and then you send the loving kindness to the universe and all beings, which was really cool, and it kind of simplified it a little bit for somebody who has not done the loving kindness meditation. So I think the mantra was, may I be happy and may my life be at ease. You say that to yourself, and then you say, may all beings be happy and may all beings be at ease. So it was super simple. I don't know about you guys, but it's hard for me to remember things. So I had to kind of repeat it to myself quite a few times before I started the meditation, so I wouldn't be thinking too much about that. And I could like be more in my heart, he says, rather than in my head, and really feel it and like kind of reverberate that little woo-woo energy, out. So that's another amazing one. Absolutely, totally think that everybody should do loving kindness meditation once a day, because it just makes you feel so good and happy and bubbly on the inside, at least for me. And then at the end, he gives an upgrade on the meditations, and loving kindness is also one of them. And he goes into more of the ones that I'm used to, where it's 5 people, and you start off with yourself. There's a stranger, somebody that is causing you grief, or that's bothering you a lot, somebody you really love, and then there's one other one that, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, I just dropped my mic. Okay, sorry, I guess that was a great segue for me to be able to like pause for a second and grab my book. So yeah, the loving kindness meditation is to send loving kindness first to yourself, then a mentor, a close friend, a stranger, a difficult person, and then all beings. So that one I really recommend, and it'll really make you feel better. And I don't think that I did 8 weeks of it, because I was trying to do a little bit more of an accelerated one, because I did get this book from the library, so I have to return it before 8 weeks. So instead I was doing 2 8-minute meditations per day at the very least. Usually I have a baby, so whenever I nurse and can take that 8 minutes to kind of lay down with her while she's nursing, I do my meditation real quick, because it's kind of the only time that I usually get, because she usually wakes up before I do or immediately after I do, and same with my other kids. Anyway, sorry, sidetrack. But so I usually do a meditation when I lay down with her or after she's fallen asleep. I let my other kids know, hey, like, don't bother mommy for a second. Gonna take a second. So I did more of an accelerated one, and I'm used to meditating already multiple times a day, so I didn't want to kind of like backtrack with where I was already at with my meditation. So I did multiple 8-minute meditations a day, usually 2 at the very least. But I definitely recommend it if you want to go through and do 8 weeks and just do 1 8-minute, meditation every day. Oh, hang on, sorry. There's somebody backing up near my house. But yeah, so I wouldn't feel obligated. I think that the book still worked for me with doing a little bit more of an accelerated one, especially because, like I said, I've already done quite a few meditations. Usually the ones that I did was audio ones instead of just going with my breath or like certain like things to focus on, like how he is showing in this book. So it was really nice to kind of back up and do it different meditation. Oh my god, I have to burp, sorry. But yeah, so one of my favorite meditations is actually a podcast. So I usually listen to her. Honestly, she kind of puts me to sleep sometimes. So I'll purposely put it on before bedtime so that I can fall asleep easier. But yeah, so it was a nice change of pace with this book. Again, it is the 8-minute meditation. Develop mindfulness for greater clarity, lower stress, increased productivity, and a happier life in just 8 minutes a day. I only hit on a few of the subjects in this book just because I want to leave some stuff up for you guys to go read the book and get your own take on things. Yeah, so thanks for joining me on my very first podcast. Fingers crossed I did okay and that the audio is all right. Again, this is my first time podcasting. I am an avid listener of podcasts. I listen to so many. I've got my few key ones that I always listen to. Shout out Morbid, my fave. But I've never actually made a podcast myself. So if you have any constructive criticism, if I babbled on, if I said too much, I tried to make sure I didn't do that. I used to be really bad in school with presentations and saying like. And yeah, so thank you. Leave me a review, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful woo-woo filled day. Mwah! Sending all my love. Also, enjoy this blooper. Apparently my mouth didn't want to work when I tried to say happier. Hello, and welcome to the Woo Woo Gypsy podcast. Our first book is 8-Minute Meditation by Victor Davich. Develop mindfulness for greater clarity, lower stress, increased productivity, and a happier life. Oh. Wasn't that funny?